Hey everyone, I'm your host Jenny, and welcome to another episode of our K-Drama podcast. Today on this audio-only podcast, I'm diving into Weak Hero Class 2, which just dropped on Netflix on April 25th, 2025. Since we're audio-only, I'll make sure to describe everything in detail so you can really visualize the scenes I'm talking about. This format allows us to discuss shows freely without worrying about image copyright issues. So let's get right into it. If you loved the first season, or are wondering if this show is worth your time, I've got you covered. In Weak Hero Class 2, we follow Si-eun, Park Ji-hoon, after he's forcibly transferred to Yunjang High School. Carrying the trauma of his friend Suho falling into a coma, Si-eun builds even higher emotional walls than before. He isolates himself from his classmates, hoping for a quiet and ordinary life, but the jungle-like classroom environment won't leave him alone. Characters like Geum Seong-je and Choi Hyo-man constantly provoke new battles, while three new friends, Park Hoo-min, Seo Jun-tae, and Ko Hyun-tak, gradually close the psychological distance with Si-eun without him even realizing it. Both seasons have their unique strengths. While Weak Hero Class 1 captured the raw sensitivity of high school students more deeply, Weak Hero Class 2 brings its own merits. The most significant advantage of Season 2 is undoubtedly the incredible acting performances. The action sequences are faster paced than in the previous season, with more complex and layered fight scenes that increase the impact of each blow. The Hoo-min family brings a perfect blend of emotional warmth and humor to the story. Most importantly, the expansion of school violence into the high school union reflects realistic social order problems that begin to unravel in the classroom. The most impressive aspect of this season is undoubtedly the internal and external growth of Si-eun, which forms the identity of the series. His growth is most evident in the action sequences. Based on his experiences from the previous season, Si-eun now fights with certainty rather than experimentation. His fighting patterns have evolved with new variations, and his trademark pen action has expanded to other weapons. This shines brilliantly in the rooftop scene with Seong-je, arguably the masterpiece scene of Weak Hero Class 2. Park Ji-hoon handles the raw action flawlessly, building on his performance from the first season and utilizing skills developed during his idol career. With increased combat ability comes more sophisticated psychological warfare. Despite his smaller frame, Si-eun instantly analyzes his opponent's intentions and targets their weaknesses. What's truly remarkable is Park Ji-hoon's acting during these split-second moments, capturing obsessiveness, anger, killer instinct, desperation, urgency, and even a hint of fear. There's minimal movement. It's all in the subtle facial expressions, the low-tone delivery of sparse dialogue, and the slight trembling of his eyes and muscles. Park Ji-hoon expresses these countless emotions with precise acting. While the rooftop fight with Seong-je is considered the season's highlight, my personal favorite is the tunnel fight scene with Hyun-tak. After Hyun-tak misunderstands that Si-eun destroyed the basketball team's clubhouse, he confronts Si-eun walking home with Jun-tae. When Hyun-tak mentions Suho, Si-eun's trauma, saying, "Don't be fake, you ruined someone's life," the direction is incredible. A train passes behind Si-eun while the OST track Run plays. Suho is Si-eun's Achilles heel, and when Hyun-tak touches on this, Si-eun's eyes change as he lunges at Hyun-tak. Park Ji-hoon's portrayal of these subtle emotional shifts and bubbling guilt is absolutely masterful. For listeners who haven't seen these scenes yet, I wish I could show you clips, but I'll try my best to paint the picture with words in this podcast. Park Ji-hoon's everyday emotional acting is equally flawless. With the characters' backstories established in Season 1, Si-eun now carries the guilt towards Suho. He lives with this guilt every moment, torturing and isolating himself daily. The madness in his eyes during fights disappears, replaced by sadness and loneliness. Park Ji-hoon achieves maximum emotional impact with minimum expression. The transition between his emotions inside and outside of fights is seamless. To borrow Seong-je's words from the show, Si-eun is a contradictory character who has sad eyes and is extremely sensitive, yet is also completely crazy. Through Park Ji-hoon's performance, Si-eun becomes a coherent character where all these contradictory descriptors make perfect sense. If Weak Hero Class 1 was a turning point in Park Ji-hoon's career that shifted away from idol fandom appeal, Weak Hero Class 2 firmly establishes his position as an actor. Park Ji-hoon has successfully erased his lovable idol member history in the most satisfying way. In a recent newspaper interview, Park Ji-hoon said, "I don't think I've been fully recognized as an actor through Weak Hero. I still have many shortcomings and a desire to express much more," adding that, "There's still so much I haven't shown. As an actor, I want to convey various emotions in more projects. If I had to pick the most charming character in Season 2, it would be Geum, Seong-je, who is completely addicted to dopamine. Lee Jun-young's performance is exceptional, as if the webtoon character was brought to life. Seong-je is absolutely obsessed with dopamine. He plays games all day, smokes cigarettes, checks his phone at every opportunity, and fights people, constantly stimulating his brain without rest. He's a character who has reached the stage where he enjoys being overwhelmed by the adrenaline rush that comes from the pain of being beaten. Actor Lee Jun-young portrays this incredibly well. Seong-je is smiling in every shot where he faces Si-eun, or is in the same frame with him. For him, Si-eun represents something beyond mere entertainment. He seems to almost adore him. The details in the rooftop fight scene between Seong-je and Si-eun are amazing. Si-eun takes Seong-je's glasses not to prevent him from getting hurt, but to use the frame as a weapon. Si-eun, who fights by using surrounding objects to overcome his physical disadvantages, deliberately leads Seong-je toward the wall of the rooftop to utilize a flower pot. After losing his pen early in the fight, he needs to find another weapon, so he steals Seong-je's glasses and stabs his foot with them. I also appreciated Seong-je's makeup. His face is always bruised somewhere, showing that he doesn't just enjoy avoiding hits during fights. He actually enjoys taking hits too. During their first confrontation on the rooftop, when Si-eun tries to stab Seong-je with a pen as usual, Seong-je blocks it with one hand while Si-eun desperately tries to stab him with both hands. While Si-eun is deadly serious, Seong-je is smiling. In an interview, Lee Jun-young described his interpretation of Seong-je as neither good nor bad, but a romanticist. This is evident when Juntae is being beaten by the Union gang after being captured, but Seong-je, seeing Juntae's unwavering loyalty to his friends, calls it romantic and helps him. Fans speculate that Seong-je's MBTI must be a definite F. Though addicted to dopamine, he's emotional. When Si-eun calls him out to extract information to bring down the Union and apologizes first, Seong-je jokes, "You're such an emotional kid," with a smile. He truly is a sensitive character. After injuring his foot in the rooftop fight with Si-eun, he limps alone in front of the police station, cursing, "Shit, really?" But then brightens up when Baekjin comes to meet him. At their hideout, his mood improves and he becomes talkative, saying, "You don't like it here, right? Haha, it's dirty here. You're so picky about cleanliness." But when he realizes Baekjin brought him there to interrogate him about what information he might have leaked to the police about the Union, his disappointment is perfectly expressed. Lee Jun-young captures this with a lowered head and a hollow laugh. When hiding his disappointment and telling Baekjin, "I'm going to rest for a while, don't look for me," his emotional line comes through very naturally in Lee Jun-young's performance. In an interview, Lee Jun-young said about the role of Geum, "Seong-je, director, Han Jun-hee, told me, 'This is just you, Jun-young,' so I decided to participate." He added that the character is quite similar to him, and that the romantic aspects of the real-life Jun-young are also present in Geum Seong-je. In fact, Han Jun-hee, the creative director who participated in the previous season, said he would change the character entirely if Lee Jun-young didn't take the role. Season 2 ends with Baekjin disappearing and Seong-je poised to become a key figure in a darker force beyond the high school union, hinting at what might come if there's a Season 3. I'm curious to see how Si-eun and Seong-je will face off if a third season is produced. Weak Hero Class 2 delivers a compelling continuation of Si-eun's story with outstanding performances, particularly from Park Ji-hoon and Lee Jun-young. The complex character development, intense action sequences, and exploration of friendship and trauma make this a must-watch for anyone who enjoyed the first season. Have you watched Weak Hero Class 2 yet? I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave a comment on our podcast page or send us a message through our social media. For all the podcast listeners out there, thanks for tuning in to this audio-only review. Remember to subscribe to our podcast for more K-drama deep dives. This is Jerry, signing off until next time.